Let us take few moments to arrive into the presence.
Uh,
Simply being, arriving into this moment fully, being fully present, the sense of presence. Okay. Slowly opening the eyes. Let us get started. Welcome everyone to this grand session of Buddha versus Vedanta, two of the most widely recognized and celebrated meditation techniques. Let's explore them. First one, the Panchakoshas that we saw, the five sheets of human existence, exploring it with the perspectives from Buddha, with the practices, the meditation techniques of Buddha. First one, Anatma Kosha, the physical layer, the physical body. The body that has senses, posture, and breath, etc., which is physical in nature. And then comes Pranamaya Kosha, the energy layer, pranic energy layer, the sensations, vibrations, whatever is felt in the body, that is Pranamaya Kosha. Anything that is felt in the body, we call them as sensations. And then comes Manomaya Kosha, whatever is felt in the mind, the emotions or the moods, or in general mind states. And then Vijnanamaya Kosha, wherein wisdom arises, the wisdom of Anitya, Anatma, Dukkha. And then comes Anandamaya Kosha. There are three foundational qualities, API, awareness, presence, and inquiry. When they are sustained for a prolonged period, then there arise four more qualities: the inner joy, the contentment or peace in the mind, the calmness or stillness in the body, and equanimity and concentration or samadhi. And then we are left with one more element, that is Atman, which is having the qualities like Nitya, Nirguna, Nirakara. Whatever we explored so far, the five koshas, they are all temporary in nature. Beyond these five koshas, There is something Nitya, Nirguna, Nirakara. What happens? When we explore the five koshas, we recognized that there is no I in any of the koshas. And I am not the doer, thinker, knower, or experiencer, but it is all happening on its own. There is a process of doing, there is a process of thinking, knowing, experiencing, but there is no doer, thinker, knower, or experiencer behind it. Experiencing is happening. This is the wisdom of Anatma, which opens up the space for realization of Atman or Brahman. As Sri Aurobindoji says, the Atman is the silent witness, seated deep within, unaffected by the changing waves of the koshas. And realization dawns when one ceases to identify with the coverings, with the koshas. This is what is Anatma. Otherwise, there will be identity with the experiencing in the five layers. Once there is realization of Anatma, when one ceases to identify with the coverings of five koshas, once that stops, then the realization arises. It happens. Let's see about Atman. There are four Mahavakyas from Upanishads, the great sayings from Upanishads, in four Vedas. They are from four Vedas, different Vedas. These four Mahavakyas, the great sayings, are key philosophical statements from the Upanishads. They encapsulate the essence of Advaita Vedanta, non-dualism, the oneness. Each Mahavakya comes from a different Veda and represents the unity of the individual Atman and the ultimate reality, the Brahman, both being the same. Here they are. The first one, Prajnanam Brahma. Consciousness is Brahman. The essence of Brahman is pure consciousness. Everything originates and is sustained by consciousness. The second one is Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. The true self, that is Atman, is not separate from the supreme reality, Brahman. This is a direct realization of one's divine nature. And there is only that much. There is nothing else. It's all one. And then the third one, Tattvam Asi, that thou art. You, the individual self, are that Brahman itself, a teacher's affirmation to the student, recognizing the essential oneness of all. I am Atma Brahma. This self is Brahman. The self that appears to be individual is, in fact, the supreme reality. So these four statements together form the foundation of Advaitic realization, non-dual Siddhanta, non-dual philosophy, that there is no duality between the self and the ultimate reality. They are used in deep self-inquiry, meditation, and overall Vedantic teaching. When we look at them in the beginning, it looks like it's going above the head, right? It's not something that intellect can understand. These are the realizations that happen not from intellect, but beyond the five koshas. That's where we are moving into. Let's see how it's all turning out to be when we start meditating on these elements. The first one, Panchakosha meditation from Buddha. Buddha doesn't use Panchakosha anywhere, of course, but doesn't use the words related to Upanishads. He keeps the thing simple in local Pali language, which was written 2,600 years back. Still, it is very crystal clear. Anybody can understand it. There is no need of translator. Translator in the sense, no need of writing commentary on it. It's already well explained. It's not cryptic. It's so clear that Panchakosha meditation of Buddha, what it covers. It covers the elements related to the five layers, Panchakoshas, so it can be understood easily by the mind because it is related to experiencing, the entire sensorium of experiencing that is covered through Panchakoshas. Once the mind understands it all clearly, then it is ready for Vedantic meditation. Let's see how it flows. We have covered it all. Let's repeat it. Let's explore. What is my Jagat, the world? My world is witnessing of these five layers. This is the only thing that I can do. This is the only thing that I can be aware of, that this mind can be aware of. There's nothing else that it can be aware of. What are they? Witnessing, the first one, as we saw in the previous slide. We can witness the physical body, the first layer, senses, posture, and breath. And we can witness the second layer, that is the sensations, the pranic layer, the sensations, vibrations. And we can also witness the mind states in the mind, the emotions, the moods. These are the three foundational layers that can be witnessed at a point in time. And then comes the fourth layer. It's about understanding, the wisdom layer. And we explored five hindrances as part of it. Five hindrances, just to revise: agitation, and then laziness, confusion, desires, and aversions. That are the five hindrances. And then we explored six sense spheres. These are all arising and passing away. The five hindrances, six sense spheres. What are they? The five senses, traditional senses, and the mind, the sixth one. For the purpose of meditation, Buddha considers mind also as one of the senses. So it makes it six sense spheres. And then comes the five aggregates of clinging, which helps to understand Anatma. We explored it in detail. And then the final point in Vijnanamaya Kosha, the four noble truths. We'll look into it. It's another intense topic. We'll look into it separately. Otherwise, we have covered the Vijnanamaya Kosha as explored by Buddha. And when we are exploring Vijnanamaya Kosha, there arise three wisdoms. Anitya, that is, everything is impermanent. Anatma, there is no I in the experiencing or in any of the experiences. And then dukkha, everything is dukkha. All experiences lead to dukkha. And then developing whatever is there in the fifth layer, that is Vijnanamaya Kosha. There is API, awareness, presence, and investigation or inquiry. And then from that API, the four qualities arise: inner joy, contentment, peace in the mind, calmness and stillness in the body, equanimity and concentration, finally, that is the samadhi. This we explored. Okay. In the last 18 days, we have been doing the same. And these are the five layers. Is there any other Jagat apart from this? Do you see anything else? This is what one can experience. And it's all covered in these five Panchakoshas, in these five layers. If we ask, is there any other Jagat apart from this? When we deeply inquire into it, there is no other Jagat. This is the only thing, but there appears to be a Jagat outside, external Jagat, which simply is the mirror image of whatever is inside, whatever is experienced in these five layers. It is reflected in the outer world. It is reflected as the outer. And where is the ego in these? Yes, there is no I in any of these experiences. It's all happening on its own. When there is awareness, presence, and direct experiencing, there is no I. In the absence of direct experiencing, in the absence of awareness and presence, the mind goes on identifying with everything, whatever the experiencing happens. This is on one side. Jagat Mithya. As we saw, everything on this page is arising, changing, passing away. It is not permanent. This is inner Jagat, and its reflection is outer Jagat. Both are Mithya. Jagat is Mithya. There is no I in it. It is Anitya, arising, passing away, arising, passing away. And there is only identifying. Identity with the experiencing happening. What about the other one? Brahma Satyam. Other than this, which is Mithya, there is Brahman. That is the only truth as per Vedantic meditation. What it is the state of not knowing, not experiencing, not doing. It is simply being, beyond experiencing and knowing, the state of being. Abiding in the Nitya, the eternal. As Patanjali Maharshi says, abide in the true nature of oneself, which is nirguna, nirakara, nitya, agamya, agochara, simply being, abiding in that true nature. Satchit Ananda, the existence, awareness, blissfulness, or the presence, awareness, blissfulness, and self-inquiry. Who am I? What am I in all this if everything is mithya? And I am abiding in the true nature. These are all the techniques that are related to Vedantic meditation. And then comes the four vakyas, mahavakyas that we saw. Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. I am the absolute, the ultimate reality beyond space and time. Tattvam Asi. You are that. Prajnanam Brahma. Consciousness is Brahman. As Ashtavakra puts it, I am pure awareness itself, nothing different from awareness. I am Atma Brahma, the self is Brahman. Jagat Mithya, Brahma Satyam. Jivo Brahmaiva na Paraha. The world is an illusion. Brahman is the only truth, as per Shankara. Where it leads to when we go with Buddha's techniques, when there is no I in any of these experiences, there is Anatma. The realization happens to the extent that there is nothing. There is Nirvana. There's nothing. And the Vedantic meditation leads to the realization that there's only Brahman, the absolute truths. One is through self-awareness, another one is through presence, being. One is nothingness, nirvana. Other one, everything. Both are same. In the terminology of spirituality, nothing and everything, both are same. Here, the intellect or actions or memory-based knowledge cannot reach the state of Brahman. That needs to be understood. Otherwise, many a times, we get stuck up in the books, in the scriptures. They are the pointers, great pointers, but they are not the truths. It is like the hand. I want to see the moon. There is a hand that is showing the moon. If I look at the hand, I'll miss the moon. If I don't look at the hand, I will still miss the moon. Right? Scriptures are like that. They are the pointers. And if I look at the scriptures, I identify with them, I identify with the hand, I miss the moon. I won't be able to see the moon. I won't be able to see the Brahman, the Atman. But if I don't look at these pointers, I will still miss the moon. So taking them as pointers, they themselves are not the truth. They're pointing towards the truth, not identifying with the teachings, the scriptures, or whatever the guidelines are there. They are not the truth. They are pointing towards the truth. They are the pointers. This is where memory, intellect, mislead us. There is nowhere to go, just simply being. What's happening? When we wake up, we realize the illusion of dream state. When we are in the dream state, there is no way to understand that I am dreaming. It's the dream state. It appears like it is reality. So we realize the illusion of dream state only when we wake up from the sleep. What about this waking state? This is also an illusion. And we realize the illusion of so-called waking state only when we wake up from the illusion of I am the doer, I am the knower, I am the thinker, I am the experiencer. Again, it is not something to be believed. It is not something to be imagined. Waking up is not imagination. Waking up from the sleep, it has to be experienced. In the same way, this waking up from the illusion of I am doer. That is, there is no doer, there is no knower, there is no thinker behind the thoughts, there is no experiencer, but it's all happening. When we recognize that, we wake up from the illusion of even this waking state, that it's already happening on its own. There is no I in it. This is the understanding that there is no I, the do, or there is no doer behind the deed, no thinker behind the thoughts, no experiencer behind experiencing, and that it is all happening on its own. There is only awareness of experiencing. This is the wisdom of Anatma, as we are saying. And this experiential understanding of Anatma creates a space because there is no I, in which the realization of the truth manifests. Otherwise, when the mind is identifying with experiencing, there is no space. It already thinks there is I. I am the doer. I am the knower. And it just becomes another imagination, a false identity in the mind space that says, I am Atman. I am Brahman. Right? We just identify with the pointers. So it's a paradox. The mind and the intellect cannot understand it. And it is not something that can be discussed also, that can be explained also. So it's a state wherein there is oneness, wherein there is nothing. Let's explore. Continuing to dive into this space. Any comments or questions, please, before we start meditation?
So I think what I understand is for any seeker, so it's better that we start uh, the Buddha way of getting the wisdom from our actual experience, and then transcend to the Advaita and Vedantic meditation. Can I say that?
Yeah, definitely, sir. That's my experience as well. When about 30 years back, when I was in college, interested in these topics and all, studied some books, but we get stuck up, right, with Advaita Vedanta. I am Atman, I am Brahman, and that's it. There it ends. And the mind knows it's wrong. It has not realized until it has realized. It doesn't work.
Correct.
It just becomes uh, a false identity. So it's really difficult, and that's where many seekers will stop. And I too stopped. And fortunately, after about 30 years, came across this awareness and Buddha's techniques and started looking at, yes, these are straightforward, real life techniques. And these are not for just for uh, spiritual world, but these are definitely helpful for being in the in this world also. That is normal world. Awareness is required everywhere for everything. And awareness of this body is required. Awareness of pranic layer is required. Awareness of mind state, what is happening in the mind is required. That helps us to live well also. And then transcending it and recognizing that Atman, Brahman, Paramatman, whatever it is. Yeah, very well said, sir. I think I also
Thank
agree with
you.
that approach. Starting
Thank you.
with Buddha's technique and keeping Vedantic also on the side by side, but Vedantic will start making sense only when we progress to some extent
True.
with
So one quick
Buddha's.
question, sir. That this is very clear, but generally when you think meditation as a task, generally we don't
Yeah,
feel like
right.
sitting. So this Buddha's way of watching, witnessing our all these five koshas. How do we convert the task as a good? I mean, want the next thing like no, the mind generally resist what is like a task, and we don't feel like sitting. That's another challenge. How do we
Yeah, I
get
mean, performing action, etc., sir.
just sitting meditation? What happens generally? People who are doing this sort of mantra meditation, all no, they get into this easy way of silencing the mind, but that's only mind silence for the moment. Again, it comes over in a big way. So, but in this method of Buddha's observing, witnessing, and being in awareness state, no, of all this Panchakosha, I think Buddha also addresses one of the five hindrances. You get bored or whatever, no, you feel lethargic. So, how do we get out of that? So, we know we have to put the foundation of awareness so strong, but all this hindrance comes over and we get tempted to go to this mantra meditation and other thing, which is not, I'm not against that, but it's just a temporary this thing. So I was always having the doubt, should I do vipassana, like our awareness meditation, and then later we also can do this, and then no, both can go hand in hand.
I think both can go hand in hand, sir.
Okay, okay,
Uh, It's fine if we are doing puja. It's not vipassana. Is not. I don't think Buddha is not against it, but doing it with awareness, right? It has its own power,
correct,
and if we are doing it with awareness, it will be multiplied. That's it. Whatever the benefits we experience, that will be
correct.
multiplied. Because Buddha doesn't say, don't do this, don't do that, and all. Whatever it is, it's happening, and let's do it with full involvement, with full presence and awareness, and not identifying with the action or the results.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Definitely. Yeah, Krishna says nishkama karma, right? Not to identify with the results. And also it has inherent meaning of not to identify with action also. In Buddha's technique, it comes more clearly. There is no identity with the action also. And of course, there is no identity with the results.
Correct.
Guruji, this nirvana, ultimately you are telling that Buddha's way of meditation leads to nirvana, and Shankara's way of the approach, Vedanta approach, leads to realization of Brahma. Uh, in that sense, means ultimately both are leading to same realization. What do you think?
Yes, sir, definitely, ultimately, because it is beyond the words, beyond the logic. It is self-realization. At the end, it'll lead to the same place, the absolute truth. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Vedanta calls it as Brahman, and Buddha calls it as Nirvana. Yes. Yes, sir.
Means
Well,
what exactly he means by nirvana in that sense? Because here it is awareness of what we can observe. This.
yeah, right.
What is
The
nirvana?
space is being created where there is nothing. Right? There is only experiencing. There is neither experiencer nor what is experienced. There is only experiencing. So when that experiencing continues, there is only awareness of only vibrations. That leads to realizing that everything is just the vibrations and there's nothing in it. In the same way, with the Vedantic meditation, there is something that's Brahman. It is like the sky, and these are whatever is Jagat Mithya. It's like the clouds arising, passing away, arising, passing away. And there's that sky that is the only truth that remains, and everything is that only. Everything contains in it, and that's Brahman.
What
Yeah,
I
again,
what I generally try to understand about Vedanta meditation side, uh, there is nothing called an object called Brahma, or there is nothing called object called Atma.
yeah, right. It's not object. Yes, definitely. It's not an object, but mind has the tendency to make everything into an object. If I say Atman, it will imagine that it is some object. And if the moment we say Brahman, it's immediately imagines it as an object. And that's how it is designed to imagine and convert everything into an entity. Otherwise, it doesn't understand anything else. Yes, sir, definitely. It is not an object. Atman or Brahman is not an object. It is, that's the reason we, the more, for me, the nearest word is being.
Yes.
It is simply being, not even experiencing. It is simply being, abiding in the true nature.
Yes, sir. Again, coming to this side, sir, these mind states and pranic energy layer sensations overall, now in a day-to-day life, now we are sitting for your lecture session. Now, thing is that experiencing, when you are telling experiencing, let's say what is happening now. You said what is happening in your mind. You asked, observe the emotions, observe the sensations. Now, when we say what I'm experiencing, if I have to observe the thoughts, emotions, suddenly I'm not observing anything. In the sense, the thoughts will stop, and immediately mind will be cool and calm only. And when you say observe the breath, it is still more, my mind becomes cooler and calm. And will be definitely one thing is true, that observing the breath is the simplest thing a man can do.
Yes,
And
yes.
observing the sensations, that is very, very realistic approach. And at the same time, when you talk of thoughts, now what am I doing? If you ask what is my mind state, obviously I comes into picture, and I'm listening to you. I'm trying to understand. So now, how do you think this doing, experiencing, how do I observe it? At the same time, I also have to take the actions. Now, when I'm listening to you, means I'm taking action. And after this, okay, I have to sit for meditation. I means that experiencing part, and not doing as an experiencer.
Yeah, and that's a good point, sir. That is the tendency of the mind to get identified. Yeah, it is a path that it will not be done in a day or two or in a month or two. Definitely, it takes time. And as we continue to observe, there is only observing, and there is only action happening, and there is only awareness of experiencing in the mind and also the sensations and also the breath. It will take some time, sir, definitely. And this identity will continue to be there. And on the last 2 days, today it is 19, 20th and 21st, we'll explore that in a real time scenario, how we can adapt all these elements into day-to-day activities. Because when we are working in corporate world also, and also in the families, in the societies, where it all comes and fits. Yeah,
Is it okay, sir? Is it okay, sir, if we get any emotion, observing the emotions, and then we get into some thoughts, and we get into actions, and after, let's say, as you said, impulses, the immediate impulses will lead to some thoughts and actions.
yes, yes,
Anger means we shout at the some person, or we do some self curses or whatever. Something will happen, impulsive way.
self-blaming. Yes.
And then is it okay after such actions happen, uh, maybe not immediate present, but little, maybe a minute back or some time back, okay, go back and observe? Or is it something okay, or we
Yes, sir,
should not?
definitely. Yeah.
Huh?
The anger arises and passes away. At that moment, there may not be the sense, that awareness may not be there. It just happens automatically on its own. It takes the full control and action happens there. But later on, maybe at least after 5 minutes or after 1 hour, we come to know about that real recognition of the anger happens, and it is still there, that mind state of anger. It may be after 5 seconds also, or after 5 minutes. Yes, definitely we can observe that. Yes, the anger arises and it is still there, the sensations of the anger, even though it may not be as intense as it was when it happened. Yes, sir, it can still be observed. Okay, we'll see. We'll just spend some time with meditating both. We need some time, sir. Thank you very much. We'll continue the discussion. Yeah, very insightful thoughts, Prasanna sir and Shivkumar sir. Yeah, we are all in the same journey, and there is no guru here. Let's use awareness as the guru. We are all in the same journey. Right. Thank you very much, sir.
Sir, one more small point, sir. I mean, it's an important point for all of us. Now we discussed on these things, and now finally we are getting into um, this. Let's say you mentioned as it leads to, without our awareness, leads to inner joy, calmness, and equanimity, and enthusiastic awareness. So that also, I mean, that also has to be observed, and be aware of it.
Yes, sir, definitely. It's Vijnanam, it's Anandamaya Kosha. Those states arise sometimes. Whenever they arise, Buddha says they need to be recognized and developed, in fact. All others, allowing them to go, letting them go. But with Anandamaya Kosha, he uses the words recognize them and develop them. Because the more we are aware of inner joy, it enhances. The more we are aware of contentment, it is enhanced. So the awareness will enhance and develop them, those qualities. That helps to progress in the path.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, sir, we have a very short time. Let's sit for a few minutes, sitting comfortably, noticing what thoughts are here. Again, the thoughts cannot be observed directly, not cannot be experienced, but what thoughts are here and passed away that can be recognized. They can be recognized, they cannot be experienced. So Buddha keeps away the thoughts, doesn't talk much about the thoughts. The mind states can be observed, so he uses chitta, the mind state. Noticing what is the mind state. Is there agitation or calmness? Simply recognizing, acknowledging, accepting, and letting it be, not trying to change it. Is there laziness or enthusiasm? Is there confusion in the mind or clarity? If there is confusion, clearly recognizing this is confused state of mind and letting it be, allowing the mud to settle, and then the clarity arises. Moving the attention to the breath. At the entrance of the nostrils, is there recognition of the breath? Can the breath be recognized here? There is flow of the air, the breath. And with the contact of the air, the sensations arise. The sensations of breath coming in, of the breath going out. There is experiencing of the sensations of the breath. Awareness of experiencing of the sensations of the breath. And there is body posture, recognizing it, acknowledging breath is happening. And there are sensations on the body. The sensations arising, changing, passing away. In simply recognizing this breath or sensation or mind state, when there is clarity, there is a sense of joy. And when there is awareness sustained for some time, the mind stabilizes, it gets balanced, equanimous, concentrated, samadhi. There are different stages of samadhi. In the level 1, basic samadhi, there is stability of the mind. And then moving the attention to being, beyond experiencing. There is a sense of presence. There is a sense of existence. Abiding in the true nature of oneself. Though everything is changing, everything is arising, changing, passing away, there is something that neither arises nor passes away. It's always here. It has always been, eternally. I am that beingness. Be the being. And realize that you are the God, the co-creator of this universe. There is nothing else. The Brahman, abiding in this true nature. Whenever there is some time, during meditation, during other times, during the day, during night, simply being. Slowly moving the attention to the physical body, noticing the hands, noticing the palms, the sensations in the palms, noticing the legs, the feet, the sensations in the feet, noticing the front portion of the body, the pelvic region, abdomen, chest, throat, the face, the back side of the body, lower back, upper back, shoulders, neck, back side of the head, and top of the head. Noticing the whole body, feeling the whole body, taking a deep breath in, feeling the whole body, breathing out. While breathing in, scanning the body mentally from bottom to top. While breathing out, scanning the body from top to bottom. Once again, while breathing in, moving the attention from bottom to top. While breathing out from top to bottom. With this expanded attention, wider awareness, let us step into the next moment of our lives, slowly lifting both the hands up, rubbing the palms with each other, hearing the sound, feeling the heat, keeping the palms onto eyes, feeling the warmness, And by looking into the palms, slowly opening the eyes. With a smiling face, once comfortable.
धन्यवाद सर.
Thank you, Vijayji. धन्यवाद sir.
Dhanyavad.
Thank you. धन्यवाद विजयजी.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Dhanyawad.
you. Yeah, dhanyawad, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.